Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today I'm going to be doing a video that has been highly requested from all of you, which is reacting to alpha male strategies. So I've never watched one of his videos before, but I've definitely heard of him through all of you commenting, asking me to react to him. So I've checked him out. I picked a video to react to today called "You're Not an Alpha Until You Can Master This Trait." So if you haven't seen it already, I did a video all about what I think an alpha male is, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already, but I'm excited to see what he has to say about an alpha male. So let's get started. Before I press play, I just want to say his facial hair looks great. I think if I had this photo in a girls react video, they would all be really into it. So just wanted to say that to start.
What's up, fellas? Me again. So in the dating game, there's one trait every man must have if you want to be successful, especially alpha. If you're alpha, this is one trait, but pretty much any man, if you can't do this, you will not be successful in the dating game. And that trait is the ability to be alone.
Yes, you guys.
If you on a Friday or Saturday night cannot stand to be alone, like if that bothers you, then you can never show too much indifference. If you're frightened of being alone, you can never show too much indifference. When I mean alone, I don't mean calling your buddies and y'all hanging out. I don't mean calling family members and you hanging out. And I don't mean calling some girl that you just been fucking to come over. I mean, you can go get you some Grey Goose or Belvedere, come home and watch basketball or football or a movie by yourself. Or you can go to a club by yourself with nobody. You can stand alone. You can entertain yourself. Until you master that art, you can never master the dating game.
Up to this point, I think what he has said is 100% true. If you are not happy with yourself, if you are not happy being alone, you cannot be happy in a relationship, because if you always have to rely on someone else to be your validation, be your happiness, be your source of entertainment, you are never going to be happy in that relationship, because you're always going to be looking for that in someone else, and ultimately that's a ton of pressure to put on another person, and it's always going to fall short. You're always going to feel disappointed because no one can give you what you need and what you want besides you. Another person cannot complete you if you feel alone by yourself. They should complement you and enhance your life and enhance your happiness, not be your happiness. So I don't know what he's going to say the rest of the video, but up to this point, it's 100% true. If you cannot create your own happiness, no one else can create your own happiness. And you are not ready for a relationship if you are not able to be happy alone. I know so many people who are always hanging out with people. They can never spend time by themselves. They're always jumping from one guy to the next or one girl to the next because they are not comfortable with themselves. They don't like themselves. They don't have a good relationship with themselves, and ultimately they are not happy and use outside sources, friends, shopping, boys, girls, as a way to cope with that. So you have to figure out a way to create that for yourself. If this is something that you're currently struggling with, I would highly recommend you go to therapy, you do some inner work, you find some hobbies, some passions, some things that you like to do by yourself that bring you happiness and allow you to create that for yourself instead of constantly looking for outside sources for that. So let's see what else he has to say, but up to this point, I 100% agree. I don't think you can be successful or the best version of yourself or in the best relationship until you can be comfortable alone.
It simply cannot be done. You'll stay in a bad relationship.
Yep.
You'll deal with bitchy women. You'll
Fair.
date women you shouldn't even date.
Yep.
All out of the fear of being alone.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
And that goes for women watching this too. If you're a woman watching this and you aren't comfortable alone, you will stay in a relationship that is not right for you, that you know is bad for you, because you don't want to be alone. I have people that I know that have told me, I'm not happy in my current relationship, but I'm too scared to leave because I don't want to be alone. And I'm thinking to myself, geez, you're 25. Are you going to stay in that unhealthy relationship the rest of your life and then look back and realize that you settled because of the fact that you weren't comfortable with yourself and you didn't want to be alone? Because that's not productive or healthy or in any way, shape, or form a good thing. Goes for women too. It goes both ways. And I think a lot of times we stay in things that we know are not right for us because we don't want to be alone or we don't want to start over. So he's right.
The reason I'm able to act indifferent towards a woman, because if she's not 100% of what I want her to be, if she's not 100% gonna submit to me, I'd rather be a fucking alone. Because I can enjoy my own company. I can go to a bar and be at the bar by myself and drink and just listen to the DJ or listen to the music without the company of nobody. That's just not females. That means friends, co-workers, nobody, on my own, and have a great time. Give me 2 or 3 or 4 drinks and have a great time without no.
I will also say this. I know a lot of you are drinkers. I personally am not a drinker. I've seen it almost kill someone that I love more than anything, so I really try to stay away from it. If you are only happy alone when you're drinking, I don't think that's necessarily healthy. I'm not judging you for what you're doing. I care about you, and I don't want you to use that as a crutch and a way to cope with something that you're really not okay with. So if you're finding yourself only able to be alone when you're drinking, I just want you to think about that. Just something to consider. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but I have watched someone, like I said, that I love more than anything, only be happy alone when he was drinking, and it almost killed him. So, something to consider. You don't need a drink to be happy, I promise.
Nobody. Until you master that, it took me a while to be able to completely master that. But now I almost prefer to be alone. So if it ain't exactly a woman that I have a high interest in, and this is why I can live by my 3-date rule, because rather than be with a bitch who using me and who ain't dropped them draws by the 3rd or 4th date, I'd rather be alone. Because
I don't necessarily love the way he said some of those things, but everyone has their own preferences. Everyone has things they look for in a relationship. Everyone has different deal breakers. Like personally, if I was dating someone and all they wanted to do was drink, I would not want to be with them. I would not waste my time on them. The same way he says, a woman who isn't whatever on the 4th date, I don't know. It's up to you, and you're able, as a person with opinions and your own values and what you want in a person, you're allowed to set boundaries and what you want in someone else. So I could see women watching that and being like, well, he's just the worst. But we're all able to have our own opinion and set our own standards and boundaries and values. So while I didn't necessarily love the way he said it, I understand what he's trying to say.
I'm getting the same thing from you that I would alone. Nothing. Except a hole in my pocket. So rather than sit here and be entertaining your stupid ass and you ain't giving me nothing, I'd rather be a fucking alone. So guys, how do you master this skill set of being alone? It's simple. You simply are focused on your purpose. See, when I'm alone, let's say I had a date Friday or whatever, and I just don't really even give a shit. I might show up, I might don't. If I'm really feeling like, the last minute, I flake now. I'm not gonna lie, I flake now because I'm focused on my purpose. And sometimes I get to hanging around and I'll start thinking to myself, do I really want to go on that date? I can see why women flake, to be quite honest with you, because now that I'm the master the skill set of being alone, and this is why women flake. Sometimes y'all think women flake because they want to go out with another dude. Sometimes women just flake because they want to just lay in the bed and eat cookies and watch fucking reality TV shows.
Stop it. It's so true. You guys, let me just tell you a personal story here. I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk, but when I was in college, all my friends loved to go out. And I would be like, yeah, I'll go out with you. And then last minute, I would be like, guys, I can't do it. And I would just want to lay in bed and watch Netflix or do my homework and get ahead or, read a book or whatever it was, because I didn't want to do anything. I'm an only child. I grew up being alone. I love my alone time. It is so precious and important to me. And when you're constantly surrounded by people, you crave being alone. When you're comfortable alone, you just crave it. There's a beauty in being alone, and I tell all of you guys that are single, you need to stop looking at relationships and thinking, I need to be in that right now, because you'll end up settling. You have to be comfortable being alone and being by yourself and being able to see the beauty in being by yourself before you can enter into a relationship with someone else and give up your time. And if you're going to give up your time, don't just give it away to anybody. Like he said, if he's not feeling it, he knows he's not gonna want to be with this person, he flakes. I don't necessarily think flaking is the best. I think you should always, let someone know if you're not gonna make it. But he's right about the cookies. I would stay home and cancel a date to eat cookies.
Reruns. Because women are good at being alone. Guys need to be under some titties. Need female validation to feel good. They need to be near some breasts. But until you get rid of that attachment, until you don't need to be up under a woman, it's guys right now in unhappy marriages because they're afraid of being alone.
Sad, it's true.
You understand what I'm saying? You gotta master that. And the only way you're gonna master it is you gotta be focused on your purpose. So say Friday night, if I made a date with a girl on Tuesday and I thought it was a good idea, and Friday night came around and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather work on my purpose. I'd rather work on some programs. I told y'all guys I'm writing a book teaching y'all these secrets I done learned. You know what? Maybe I'll write another chapter in my book tonight. Like I told you, I flake now. I don't give a shit. You guys got to stop worrying about being moral and all this bullshit because women don't care. Women have no morals, so all this, you can't flake and that's feminine behavior. Whatever, what the fuck ever. I don't care what it is. Call it what you want to. I just worry about myself. So if Friday night roll around and I'm tired and I had a long week and I think, you know what? Maybe I'd rather just have a couple of beers, watch Cavs game and write a couple chapters in my book. I just flake on them. But my flake is worse. I won't even call you and tell you. I just won't show up. So, like I said, I'm straight cutthroat from here on out. I really don't give a shit. But that is a trait that every man must have, is the ability to be alone. If you can't be alone, you will never be successful in the dating game. It's going to keep you indifferent, and it's going to keep you in the right mind space to know that, hey, if she's not 100% of what I want, I can just be alone. I don't need no fucking body. Period. All right? Like, comment, subscribe. Holler back at me.
All right, to round it out here, did I agree with every single thing he said? No. There were some little things he said, some nuances that maybe weren't the best in my eyes, but his overall message about being comfortable being alone, being able to be alone, and mastering that before you date and before you get into a relationship with someone is so incredibly important. It makes sure that you don't settle, that you know what you want, that you figure out what you want, who you want to be, make sure you're self-actualized, you're going to your full potential, and you're focusing on your purpose, which ultimately will help you succeed in life. If you're focusing on yourself, putting effort into yourself, making yourself better, and trying to reach your full potential, you will succeed a lot more than someone who is not doing those things. So while I didn't agree with everything he said, he was incredibly entertaining to watch. I'll probably watch some of his other videos too, just to kind of see what he's all about. It's really hard because you can't tell what an entire channel is just based off of one video. Even my channel, if you watched one of my older videos, it might be different than one of my newer videos. I used to do mostly fashion and style advice, and now I've shifted more into life advice, dating advice. I still do fashion and those things, but you can't judge someone based off of one video. But he was funny and he was entertaining to watch, and I understand why you guys like him so much, because I think he gives things in a very blunt, real, the very honest friend type of way, which I can appreciate and enjoy, because in my everyday life I am very much like that as well, without the cuss words. I did enjoy watching him. I liked the video, and like I said, didn't agree with everything he said, but the overall message was a great one that you guys should all make sure that you do, because being alone and finding the beauty in being alone is incredibly important. So guys, that is all I have for reacting to alpha male strategies. If you liked this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. Also follow me on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. Let me know in the comments down below who you'd like me to react to next. I've been loving doing these reaction videos. I think they're a ton of fun, and I love hearing all of your suggestions as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.